like 7 jungle bans in this game with like Wukong, Talon, Jarvan, Lee Sin, Poppy all being taken away. And what I just forgot to even mention, because there's just so many jungle bans coming out, but Penguin really put on the clinic, just went to one lane, got a kill, went to the next one, got a kill, and just keep propelling further, just going for very crazy plays. And the bot lane from Team Wales didn't really get to play the game at all, I would say. So right now, with this game coming up, it is of course, something to prove for the side of Killer Queen. This time I would say he has a better jungle matchup, and the Wukong got B1 first pick for his team, and Killer Queen, I mean, he's kind of the star player of Team Wales. He really needs to make an impact this time, and I would say on the Wukong he definitely can.
Into game we go, and as you mentioned, that Wukong for Killer Queen has been a solid pick. This split for him has been probably the most played jungler in the VCS, or the highest presence jungler in the VCS, and we'll see whether he can make this work for Team Wales and take this series to game 3. Both junglers starting on their respective red buffs, which might mean that we'll see some aggression from Killer Queen towards the top side at the end of his first rotation of clears.
Yeah, then Hero needs to be careful there. What I think is kind of parallel to last game is that Team Secret is picking both solo lanes that the enemy team picked last game. So kind of them showing up before it's gone. But there's the first gank already.
Killer Queen, we asked him to step up and a level 2 gank to start this game. Xu Hao on the run. One more boomerang blade might have been enough, but it is on a cooldown, and Killer Queen will have to be content with assisting his ADC to get a single kill and make his way back into the jungle.
How cheesy of Killer Queen to just start off web of it, instantly gank the bottom lane. And we wouldn't expect it, but neither were the bot lane from Team Secret. First kill coming up for Team Wales. Killer Queen though has to... Oh, Penguin Penguin just failed flash over the wall, right? So he ended up not flashing over it. And yeah, that's just awkward.
And now CBL and Arietti making their way up. And Penguin, he's already used the Spectral more, so he can't dodge the dredge line.
Only
but somehow he manages to sidestep it, and the abduct doesn't land. Penguin just got him away with murder there.
So let me get this straight. What Penguin can do: sidestep this chain lash, sidestep this dredge line. What he cannot do: flash over a static wall that is in place. Very, very interesting player for sure.
There you go. I mean, have you ever seen walls in the Antarctic?
No. Yeah, true.
That's why it doesn't. It's not part of his usual habitat.
Gotta ask you though, Milky Steel, have you ever seen Silas and Nautilus in the Antarctic?
Yes.
When?
I mean, well, think about it like this, right?
There's Freya and Silas, to be fair.
Nautilus is like a massive being that exists in the ocean, so it's not unreasonable to think that he has at some point made his way to the Antarctic. And as you mentioned, you know, the Silas, during his exile from Demacia or whatever, I'm sure he maybe made a little trip towards the Freylord as Nagia picks up the solo kill onto Hero once again as well, may I add.
Yeah, once again. And Nagia, I mean, of course, he knows the Grand Limit so much as it is his best champion, but here we see how it really played out. It's just him. No, it's not him stopping the recall. It's just Hero just eats the full burst combo. This kind of goes to show that top lane Lilia is a decent pick against the Gwent, at least to some extent, and Hero, at least at this point of the game, kind of falls for that. And this is Team Wales starting off very, very good. I mean, we have seen it before. While it was Team Secret stomping game 1, they are a team that tends to drop second games, or just happens to win 2-1 in general, and it might just happen again.
I'm trying to remember if Team Secret tend to drop second games or if they lose the first game and then win game 2 and 2. Because I think it is as you said, but I'm not sure what the ratio is. I'm sure Beast will be very quick to find that stat out and let us know. As Artifact, almost getting tagged by the abduct there from Glory.
Team Secret in general very good at sidestepping this game, as they managed to escape from these sticky situations. And yeah, just Team Secret this game, what I want to see them is stabilizing right now, because this is really a strong early game coming up by Team Wales. The cheesecake working out, top lane getting this solo kill, and the Azir Silas matchup, something that could of course also go very bad for the Azir if Silas ever gets on top of him. But so far Artifact has done a decent job, I would say. And he is, however, not really punishing Glory in a meaningful way so far. So this game, Team Wales definitely having a good start, and we're kind of starting to see the issues of Team Secret maybe later on, as that draft is like, they did draft strong champions, right? But are they really working together that well? I'm kind of doubtful of that.
there's a bit of a CS gap as well starting to form in the bottom lane. There's Arietti a little bit behind Eddie, although is now crashing a wave under Eddie's tower, and Nikia just bullying out Hero on this Gwen pick. You mentioned it's his best champion. It is not his most played champion, but he seems determined to keep that 100% win rate going.
No, I mean, I said the Gwen is his best champion, so he knows how to play
Oh,
against
okay.
it pretty well. That's what I was getting at.
Sorry.
Either way, another point you brought up is just now already kind of losing the lane to Eddie, and this is kind of something that wouldn't surprise us initially, but maybe should surprise us because Arietti, that's something we discussed in the green room earlier, actually has insanely good laning stats. And this game he kind of doesn't come to fruition, despite his early kill coming to the cheese gang and Silver being good against the Zeri pickup. Eddie really puts on a killing so far in the CS department, as he has almost 60 CS at 6 minutes.
And going back to that point on Arietti, because we've been somewhat dismissive of Arietti over the course of this split, and we've spoken about how he's not been good on aggressive champions and wanting to see him on the Sivir and Zen, and we were very surprised when we went and looked at the statistics. This guy is, you know, up by a fair amount at 15 minutes. You're talking an average of +7 CS at 15 minutes, which is very large, probably actually one of the highest for any ADC in the split. So we'll see. I mean, obviously still a lot of time to 15 minutes, and it doesn't mean that much over a single game, but it's interesting to see that Arietti's performances over the course of this split in lane have been very, very solid.
Yeah, that also might just net Team Secret this first wave, as his bot lane pressure is really starting to stick to the targets. Killer Queen, however, has invaded the weapon and is also ready to go for a dive play onto Hero. Hero doesn't have a flash, you can only use the Ghost, but he is ready to prevent getting dove right there, as Killer Queen just kind of backs. And this is just Killer Queen losing some time. Team Secret getting this first wake, and it is, of course, an individual hex tech wake, which is something that definitely changes the game to some extent, I would say, as it really is something very favorable for champions like an Azir, having lower cooldowns, having a bit of attack speed as well, and he can really make good use of an early Hextech break.
And now we're going to see Killer Queen pathing straight up to his Gromp, and after that he's probably going to look towards this Rift Herald Penguin also on the top side of the map, so maybe we'll see a bit of a skirmish over the first Rift Herald of the game.
Yeah, might actually be the case, as Hero just now, we saw him use a needlework and he's starting to get a bit more presence in this laning phase, but as we say that, he's now getting ganked.
Flash forward, lilting lullaby, Hero put to sleep, Killer Queen shows up, Nagia secures the kill, 2-0 for Nagia's Lilia, and now there's so much top lane priority for Team Wales to try to take this Rift Herald.
Yeah, nothing really Hero can do right now. I mean, needlework, as I just now said, was already being down. With Bit itself, maybe you could just heal back up, but also the Legion Lair he just now is in his inventory, hasn't been there before, and so he couldn't really do that as well. And Killer Queen just punching him at the right place, right time, getting the second kill going. Nagia now very far ahead, and maybe, as you said, with Herald pressure going Team Wales' way. With Penguin being a bit of the wrong side of the map right now. He wants to make a play onto Glory, but now he will get found by Killer Queen, or the other way around.
They're both level 6. The Cyclone has been used. Heartbreaker defensive from Penguin, flashing away. However, Killer Queen will get on top of Penguin, and it is Glory who picks up the
Artifact!
back, wants to go in. He finds a 3-man's Emperor's Divide. Xu Hao making his way up, but this is still a 3v1, and there's nothing Artifact can do on the Azir. A double kill for Glory, but in comes Eddie. The lightning crash. 1 kill going the way of Xu Hao, but CBL is here as well. Eddie desperately trying to kite back Glory over the wall. Nagia finds the kill onto the Tom Kench, but now the depth charge will find the knock up onto Eddie, and Eddie's gonna fall as well. It's 4 kills for Team Wales, and they only drop a single member for it.
And this is the kind of plays that go into the category of looks cool, but it's actually very, very dumb, with Artifact flashing in for the 1v3 shuffle, with his follow-up being a Tam Kench. Nice damage, bro, by the way. And then Eddie also being like, okay, 1 member is low, I just flash into the 1v3 and lightning crash as well, why not? And then, of course, with TBL being there ready, just presses the R button onto him and just instantly stops, of course, the tracks of an AD carry. It looked very, very cool from both carries from Team Secret's side, but Team Secret just hates to win 2-0, I guess, and they go for this kind of play. Penguin finding Killer Queen, which is, of course, very bad for the Viego at this stage, with the Cyclone having a lot more impact than the Heartbreaker would have. Penguin just basically gets solo killed right there. Kill also donated over to the side of Glory, with Penguin burning his flash. Yeah, maybe you could say it's stolen. Either way, now we see the play from Artifact. Yeah, it looks cool. 1v3. Juho can almost follow up, but even if he does follow up, right, it's a time can't. How much damage does he really do? Surprisingly much, I would say. But Eddie now following up with the lightning crash. They get 1 kill, don't even get glory. And despite CBL missing the hook, he doesn't miss his flash dread.
Honestly,
Death charge.
And all while this was happening, in the bottom lane, Ariete was just picking up tower play. Speaking of Ariete, has just been dove, so that was a kill going the way of Team Secret. Now Team Wales trying to turn things around, looking towards Penguin. Zuhao is going to have that devour up momentarily if Team Wales want to keep on playing aggressively. Still looking towards Penguin. Glory taking down solo. Now CBL is on the run. Eddie going in, and that's the shutdown for Penguin as Team Secret pulled this game back towards their favor, finding 3 kills in quick succession, and now only trailed by 1.5k gold.
Yeah, Secret really going for a fish there. It's just Team Wales taking the bait, as they are, of course, a fish folk, either way of that. No, Wales actually aren't fish. I'm speaking absolute nonsense. They're mammals.
They live in the sea, so they're practically fish, let's be real.
They look like fish, and they also behave like ones.
Yeah.
Either way, we see how the play really turned out. They was just already getting dove as he was picking up turret buildings before, as you mentioned before. Them just diving him together with the wave. In the 3v1, not much that an immobile ADC can do, aside from the spell sheet to buy a bit of time. Here we see a TP play coming out. Glory getting the Devour to have some safety net. But in this 3v2, Secret can still find it if their cooldowns come back up, and here we see how they really played out. Drop one member incredibly low, using the Heartbreaker to get the reset right now, I would assume so, but they don't even use the Heartbreaker for that. As CBL just now also dies to the Tamken CC and the stickiness, and Eddie just getting to free fire, so Team Secret with a little bit of a comeback this time.
They are still behind in gold. The Rift Herald was picked up by Killer Queen, and tower plates are still up and available, so there's still a lot of gold for Team Wales to potentially claim, which will extend that goal lead out a bit further, and that's sometimes something that we forget when we do look at gold discrepancy. So we'll wait and see where Killer Queen does want to drop the Herald, presumably either towards the mid or the bottom lane.
Yeah, and as we see that, we see also this first Infernal Drake being started off by the side of Team Wales, and right now, very much Team Secret being in a position where they have to respect it. Penguin not even being close to it means that this will go over to the side of Team Wales uncontested. The Herald also being in their pocket means it's still something that they could get some platings off. It's 1 minute left onto it, and they could just use it for the bot lane maybe to get this turret very, very low and maybe even finish it off, get the first turret bonus. As I say that though, Nagia might just be prepared to get dove. Hero really preparing the way for it. Penguin is there, and as well as Juhao, as the Herald is actually used bot lane, and Eddie just now looks to, yeah, see his turret fall.
I think Nagia will be very happy though that he was able to get that reset.
Yes.
Before they all showed up, because that was looking very sketchy. Rift Herald though dropped in the bottom lane. This is going to be an inner tower falling as well, and Eddie can do nothing to stop the siege that's coming through from the side of Team Wales. I want to talk about scaling though, Quincy, because when I look at the compositions and I look towards Team Wales, this looks like a very strong early mid game to me, and I feel that if we get towards, let's say, 35 minutes, every single member of Team Wales is going to be getting outscaled by Secret, except for the Sivir.
A bit of hard to say, because Silas is also a late game monster, and he also has his kill and outplay potential that he really has. Nagia, however, just now needs to maybe get away.
Lilting Lullaby, getting a lot of speed, but in is coming Zuhao as well. But here it's Artifact. Nagia is still running. No way! Nagia, what is that
Eddie.
movement speed? This is not fair.
They give it to Eddie.
Over the wall and into Eddie.
That's a huge shutdown.
He had to
actually.
play
It was 4-0.
Yeah, it was 4-0.
Penguin.
A big shutdown. Penguin being engaged on Penguin. Killer Queen will find the kill. Hero trying
Minions.
to get on top. Killer Queen flashing away. Minions doing some work. Zuhao is here and licks him to death.
But it's Zuhao who licks him to death, and that's not good. I mean, you really would have wanted to have that kill go over to the side of either Artifact or Penguin in this instance, and it was neither of them. So this snip kind of missing by the side of Hero is also something maybe Hero could have taken the kill, which would definitely be beneficial to them. And I want to address the scaling point a little bit more. I think, yes, the Team Secret champions all scale brilliantly into the late game, but you still have to respect Sivir late game right now, with Sivir being absolutely bonkers. A Silas that has constantly a lot of kill pressure and can just easily mord on any squishy, and all these scaling champions don't really work well together.
Glory ate Juhao, then Juhao eats Glory. Glory now on the run. Eddie chasing down Ultra Shock Laser. Glory almost actually going into that, but in the end, Team Wales will be able to get their singular kill and make their way out of Secret's jungle alive.
Yeah, just a free pickup onto this little catfish, and nobody really being able to be found. Glowy was dropping kind of low, but the Ultra Shock Laser can of course be dodged by anything Silas can do with his bazillion dashes he has in his arsenal. So right now this game kind of slowed down a little bit. Team Wales still 2k gold ahead. Drake's score being equalized. The Herald push was very, very detrimental to that, as it managed to get 2 turrets, while Team Secret at that point struggled to even get the tier 1 turret in the first place. And of course this just being a result of this very strong Herald skirmish, where it was just Team Secret members going for the highlight play and kind of failing. And first of all, the solo kill from Nagia in the top lane, the cheese gang coming out from Killer Queen, which results in this lead for the side of Team Wales. And what I want to see from Team Wales is that they are, while they are a lower mid-tier team right now, looking to pick up some steam, that they actually punish these mistakes by the side of Team Secret from the early game and actually close this game out. So far, I'm not really trusting them, but I think maybe I should, because this game looks pretty decent for them. In the recent minutes, however, kind of speak a different language.
Something that I think this game is going to show us is how good are Team Wales at, I don't want to say snowballing an advantage, but being clinical in a game, because they aren't leading this game by much, but they are leading, and I feel like this game is going to go to a point where it gets to who is better at team fighting, who is better at executing the win cons for their compositions.
Yeah, exactly. And so far we would expect Team Secret to be the team, but while of course scaling also looks good for Team Secret, it's except for the support position, which doesn't scale well in general, they are kind of getting counterpicked in every single role, right? The Azir is good against the Silas, but only just in the laning phase. The Silas will definitely outvalue him in the side lane or anything like that. Lilia was a deliberate choice against the Gwen. Wukong is decent against the Viego, if not more than that, and also Sivir against Devi. Something where Sivir can really make use of these teamfights if it's just a standard teamfight with nobody really diving into anyone, which is something where Eddie would maybe be better, as he can steal shields and all that stuff and deal this mixed damage and work with his skill shot auto attacks that also deal magic damage. But overall, I think Team Wales is more than fine with that, and it will a lot come down to execution, just how these teams play it out. Next track will spawn in a few seconds, and while Team Wales is in the lead, positioning, map control, vision control looks better for Team Secret by now.
Penguin looking for a pick on to Glory. The Everfrost will lock him down momentarily, but here is Killer Queen and CBL as well. Heartbreaker over the wall from Penguin. And Hero, pardon me, not Hero, Artifact will teleport in. So that's one teleport down for the side of it, Team Secret. We do have the Drake up on the map, and it would be the second Drake for either side. We're looking at a Cloud Rift. There are definitely a few champions on the side of Team Secret and Team Wales who would really benefit of that Cloud. So I'm looking towards our ADCs as now the Rift Herald gets dropped in the mid lane, and this might be the mid lane outer tower falling in Team Wales' favor.
Could just be, but it will just barely survive from the looks of it. But this manages Team Wales to get a bit more river control right now. Also, like these walls being placed right now, and Team Secret would have to walk into them, and they really do not want to walk into something like Glowy Silas, something like Killer Queen's Wukong. But Glowy took a lot of damage right now, so it is a little bit more tricky than that. However, I think Team Wales can just easily start this Drake and look for a fight if Team Secret dares to fight against them. Team Secret, however, right now, aside from that Herald push, easily in a position to secure this mid lane control, and this is Team Wales kind of slipping up.
And Team Secret just going into the mid lane, and Team Wales saying, no, you don't go in the mid lane, you fight us for the Drake, or we will fight you in the mid lane. They find 2 quick kills. Now they're looking for Artifact, goes in with the Emperor's Divide, able to find 1 kill. Nagia and Eddie just kiting each other, but Eddie can kite Nagia more than Nagia can kite Eddie, flashing forward Eddie. That was absolutely incredible. Take a bow and somehow survives as well. CBL almost dies to the Ultra Shock Laser, but it is 4 kills for 2. It is Eddie who keeps Team Secret somewhat in it.
Yeah,
and
Eddie,
I know that's not a late game team fight, but Chrissy, that was insane.
That was insane. Eddie kind of saving this disastrous fight for the side of Team Secret, with them like going for this mid lane priority, but Team Wales just kind of calling the bluff and just instantly collapsing ontowards them without even going for this Drake, which was maybe what Team Secret expected them to do. As here we see the fight again, Glowy kind of dropping low, but so is Hero, who's also I think in turret range. But here we see huge lilting lava back coming out, CBL forcing the fight with this dredge line, and all these members being clustered in this tight area is of course very, very good for anyone like the Lilia really to do a lot of damage. Arianti gets killed pretty quickly, and look at Eddie versus Nagia in this Ice 1v1 in this huge team fight. Nagia flashes the auto attack as he can do against the burst fire coming out from Zeri, as it is a skill shot auto attack, but Eddie just flashes within the turret range, kills him off with his next burst fire stack, with Triumph, with all this shield bow healing, manages to barely survive and makes this disastrous fight not as disastrous as it actually should have been, because that was Team Wales definitely looking to absolutely blow Team Secret out of the water.
And this is why Zeri is genuinely my favorite ADC champion to watch, because every time you see a Zeri, and every time there are team fights, the skill expression on the champion is just beautiful, and you can really see the talent of any ADC playing the character in there. It is just clear as night and day just how good Eddie was. As CBL going in for the dredge line, someone getting caught out by the Cyclone into the backline, and Penguin will fall. Artifact forced to dash away, and Arietti gets the kill on to Zhu Hao. It is 2 kills for Team Wales, and I posed the question before, Quincy, as can Team Wales be clinical with their game? Can they execute their composition well? They are grabbing this game by the scruff of its neck, and they are forcing their win. Glory looking towards Eddie. Artifact caught out by Zhu Hao's dredge line, and Arietti gets the kill.
Arietti gets the kill, and it's just Team Secret bleeding out pick after pick right now with CBL letting the hook onto Zhu Hao. It was actually a bad hook in general, but when you're so far ahead, you can just afford to really go for that play. They get 2 quick kills, one of them being Penguin, means they can start the Baron. Artifact kind of is in a damned if you do then if you don't situation, goes in for the Baron fight as well, and also just gets hooked, so it will not be the Baron for the side of Team Wales, but instead just free kills for them, and them just now in the mid game being there with this 5k gold lead means that this is their game to close out right now. They really need, Team Secret really needs to hope that Team Wales really makes huge mistakes right now, as this competition could just roll all over them with the 7 Nautilus Wukong being there. You will see how this fight played out. Huge cyclone to the backline, Penguin falls, Killer Queen can just flash over the side as well, and the Ricochet bounce eventually finishes off Zhu Hao, so 2 quick kills for the side of Team Wales, and they know when not now, just go for the Baron and get another pick.
This has been a very impressive game for quite a few of the members from Team Wales, specifically Killer Queen. We asked him to step up after that first game to be able to match Penguin, and he's done exactly that. Nagia, stomping hero. We've had some very critical things to say of Nagia, especially towards the start of the split, and we were identifying him, as a weak link for Team Wales. But over the course of the last few weeks, he's been playing absolutely fantastically in the top lanes. We've even been giving him MVP for quite a few games as well. And this is another game where he has just stomped top lane and beaten Hero down.
Absolutely. I mean, also maybe called him a Gwen one pick once too often, as he's definitely performing on this Lilia pick right now. And that's, of course, another tool up his arsenal to also make enemy teams really work harder in the draft department to really find something against what Nagia is doing. And so far, I mean, this game is absolutely delivering. Can't really say anything negative against him, as this game prolongs a little bit long, and Team Wales, of course, they are 5,000 gold in the lead, they are also in the Drake lead, and definitely have some map control right now. And with this Harding Edge comp, I want them to really break open Team Secret this game, otherwise it would definitely be a bad look for them, as if you can't win games like this, what do you really expect to happen in the split later on? As they are still fighting against relegation and for a potential last playoff spot. Of course, Hankai predicted Wales in the playoff department, and maybe this game shows why that's the case.
And after that first game, we were thinking, Team Secret are just showing their class once again. But we know that Team Secret have had this habit of dropping games. We've seen it over the course of the split. We've never seen it against, the bottom teams in the league. And we remember back to spring when Team Secret were Mr. Consistent, and they would always beat every single team below them in the standings, and they'd always lose to all of the teams above them in the standings. And we always questioned, can Team Secret find that little bit extra, that ability to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more coin flip, to find wins when they are behind. And I think this game is a good opportunity for them to be able to prove that.
Oh, absolutely. They did a little bit of the Gam sauce to really get this going, I guess, because Gam is kind of known to win these games that should have been lost. Yeah, but the plot armor kind of being the main character of the league. And I mean, so far, it looks doable for them, I would say. I mean, their scaling, while kind of unmatched by the side of Team Wales, with them having not the best matchups, looks fine overall. They are not completely being blown out of the water by the side of Team Wales right now. And they can afford to drop at least one more Drake, I would say. However, with these stronger individual Drake, it's something that, if this wouldn't be a Cloud Drake, would be very, very crucial, that they cannot easily give this one up. But They can actually also kind of ignore the soul this time, so as long as Team Wales doesn't just force the fight against them and just forces Baron or something, Team Secret is happy to just scale next to them, and this 5k gold lead will just be less and less.
So the thing is, ordinarily I would want to agree with you on that, Quincy, but I am going to challenge your intelligence here, because I'm looking at this Cloud Soul, I'm looking at Arietti. That soul, that movement speed is going to be huge. We remember that, that little kiting battle between Eddie and Nagi in one of the previous fights. If you've got a Cloud Soul on Nagia after using that lilting lullaby, things get a little bit more difficult for Eddie. Killer Queen as well, using that Cyclone, bit of extra movement speed to get on top of the likes of Artifact and Eddie. So I do think this Cloud Soul is actually going to be a very good soul for Team Wales.
I think it's good, but I think the others would still be better, Like, I don't trust Team Wales to just win off of a Cloud Soul. I would easily be able to say, like, they would win out of, like, Infernal or Hextech Soul or something like that, where they can just force the issue much easier. But of course, Cloud Soul, with that engaged composition, it's just a bit win more for them, I would say, as they already have good engage with Sylvanautilus Wukong, as we said beforehand. And that just being a bit better is not benefiting them as much as, like, straight up more raw damage would.
Yeah.
Or any other survivability stats that, like, Mountain or Ocean Soul would do in this case. As Ocean Soul would maybe even be the weakest of all, but here, Seaweed forces it.
Artifact looking towards Killer Queen, but he only finds the Warrior Tricks, and that's a big Cyclone coming through from it, Killer Queen. But my eyes are on Hero. How much damage can he do? Not enough, because Arietti has already killed him. Killer Queen will fall to the Ultra Shock Laser, but it is Team Secret who are falling. The hijacked Emperor's Divide from Glory seals the deal as Arietti picks up the quadra kill, and Team Wales are looking just to put more and more nails into Secret's coffin.
Artifact tries to go for the hero play, goes for this huge hero shuffle, but this only just hits one, and that is Killer Queen's clone out of all people. And Killer Queen, just the hero of that play in the bigger things, as he was also landing two very huge Cyclones into the backline of Team Secret. Arietti takes the rewards, of course, with him getting this quarter kill to Sipper, and the game instantly ends. Team Wales, just in Team Secret's fashion, manages to equalize the score 1-1, and Team Secret, while they looked absolutely astonishing in the first game, in the second game, they kind of looked like old season.